India's EV dreams, it appears that electric vehicles could now get cheaper, and that is if the sodium-ion battery that KPIT came up with becomes a success.
It's a fascinating story, Shweta, and just trace back the genesis of KPIT as a technology company. In fact, it was one of the late entrants into the IT space and was one to go up against the likes of Infosys and Wipro, and a Pune-based company which decided to find its niche in its early days in 2015, 2016 in this whole self-driving automated technology and the electric drive terrain, as it is referred to, where software becomes a key driver in driving automobiles. And this was really the niche that KPIT went out with and was hoping that automated vehicles, self-driving vehicles from Google and Tesla should be out in good time, and its software should be able to power those cars. And look at the transition that KPIT has made. So from being a pure play IT company, it has now become a IT cum chemistry engineering company where it has found, in fact, the first company in India to find perhaps a lucrative alternative to lithium-ion batteries.
Absolutely.
So I think the technology coming in by way of sodium instead of lithium, and sodium replacing lithium in this chemistry of battery cells, where it, of course, being by virtue of being a more widely available, cheaper mineral, sodium could be a good alternative to lithium-ion batteries, is what the company is saying. And it may end up becoming a game changer. In fact, news items already suggest that both Tesla as well as BYD, Chinese BYD, are both sort of front runners in testing the sodium-ion batteries in their vehicles. Now, what KPIT is saying is that sodium-ion batteries, in comparison to lithium-ion, not that they will only be cheaper, that of course is the biggest calling card right now, but are also likely to withstand the temperature variations in India from extreme cold to extreme heat. Now, at the same time, sodium-ion batteries, which are being tested right now, and I think those tests are likely to continue for another 3 to 6 months before they will potentially be rolled out, also give much fasting charging facilities to drivers. So in 30 minutes you could have a fully charged car, as opposed to some cases where the lithium-ion battery could take up to a couple of hours to get the full charge. So a great cost advantage, abundance of the resource in itself. Even though India has found its own reserves of lithium, but those are yet to be mined, and those auctions are underway, and we don't know who's going to win the bid to auction those lithium mines. But sodium ion emerging as another alternative to lithium ion, and not just lithium ion, even the conventional regular batteries which are used. And I think this entire debate also gets far more accentuated in the context of COP28, where this energy transition from fossil fuel to renewable gains even more momentum.
Absolutely. I mean, it goes towards India's commitment to renewable sources of energy, but also, come to think of it, where is the use of these batteries? I think that's important to point out. Apart from variety of usage, these sodium-ion batteries could power two-wheelers, three-wheelers, commercial vehicles, which essentially means that not only will they be long-lasting batteries with a bigger lifespan, can be easily charged, but also will bring down perhaps cost of vehicles.
Absolutely right. And it's not just mobility. In fact, even this whole energy storage infrastructure which is being built, and that energy being stored and transmitted back to be used either as UPS or alternatives to the regular thermal based power grids. This whole debate around what kind of batteries should you use for power storage now gets another entrant in KPIT and another technology by way of sodium ion batteries.
And the input cost for India to import rare earth minerals, that is also going to go down.
Absolutely.
With
right.
lithium being a very tricky substance to either discover, to find and to mine. We've discovered lithium ion ores, but we have not been able to mine them in the country. And it is imperative, therefore, to perhaps develop on this technology. This is just something that KPIT has introduced now. A mass production and mass development is still awaited.
So sodium ion batteries per se are not new to the world. In fact, there are 3 other players in the world who are already developing these sodium ions. This is the first in India. And I think the mass scale of adoption of any technology as it happens in India, it doesn't happen elsewhere in the developed world, given the sheer size of, I mean, even if our percentage of electric mobility is low as a percentage of the total number of cars being sold or total number of two-wheelers being sold in the country, I think by sheer volume, any player who comes into the pure numbers, right, not a percentage, the absolute number, any player who comes with a new technology will find a much wider market, not by market share, not by percentage, but in absolute numbers. And if this technology gets tested and is taken up
Commercially
by
rolled out.
and taken up by EV manufacturers, and if we see great uses and great sort of, utility of this new technology which comes at a cheaper cost, then obviously for KPIT and for anybody else who's dabbling into this new technology, the whole world is out there, because this entire energy transition is just beginning to happen all over the world.
All right, so for energy transition, this is a golden opportunity as far as we can see for KPIT, which has now come up with sodium-ion batteries in India.